Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna do my January wrap up. I read 7 books in the month of January and I want to finally talk about them. But first, of course, you know the drill. You need to subscribe. If you're watching this video, you need to subscribe immediately. Thanks so much. Like this video, comment down below your favorite book that you read in January. What was your rating? What did you think about it? And then I wanted to mention some other things that I think you guys might like. First of all, that being the book club. It's the top of February, so we will have just started our February book of the month. So join my book club. It's linked down below. It's free. It's amazing. The girlies are a good time. It's so much fun. We laugh. It's like a reward after you finish the book, going through the group message and like seeing everyone's spoilers and stuff like that. It's just such, it's just a good time. You just have to trust me. And then second of all, my newsletter. I send out a 7 Things Sunday newsletter every Sunday, and it's just 7 things that I thought about, that I liked, that I loved. A little bit more of like the behind the scenes thoughts, feelings, things like that. So all of that is linked down below in every one of my videos. So just thought I would put that out there in case anyone is interested. I think there's like a smudge on my lens. That's not good. Hopefully that was not annoying. Okay, let's get started on the January wrap up. I'm really excited. You guys can obviously see that I read the Aqua Art series in January, but we'll start with One Dark Window. I love this book. I honestly want to rate this a 4.5. This is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Holy moly, I love this book so much. This is like one of the only books I've ever read where the found family aspect and the characters, I actually cared about them. I feel like in a lot of people's wrap-ups and stuff, when they talk about books, they're like, I love these characters, I love this world, I think about it all the time. I don't really have that yet. I've never really had that experience with a book the way that I did with this one. I felt like all of the characters, they're so funny, they're so witty, their personalities are so different than any other personalities I've seen in other books, specifically because the premise of this book is that there are a deck of magic cards, and when you tap on it, whoever owns it, if you tap on it, then you possess basically the power that is in that card, but the magic comes at a price. So everyone who uses these cards for magic, they have to pay in some kind of way. For some of them, it literally drives them insane. And they just kind of like continue to deteriorate. I don't want to give too much of the plot away because I kind of went into this blind, but this is such a fun read. Like 4.5 easily. I was giggling, I was laughing, I was like, ooh, ah, the whole time I was reading it. Oh, there's also like a pretty significant like romance in here as well. I don't know if I would say like it's a full-on like subplot or like a romantasy. It's definitely more fantasy than romance, but the fantasy is also really funny and really cute. Very, very bantery, which is just like the best kind of romance there is to read about. So for 4.5, I 10 out of 10 recommend. Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is a 5-star read for me. I love this book. I think that really 2024 is just going to be my year of discovering the types of books that I like to read. Honestly, I feel like I've read a lot of TikTok book recommendations, a lot of booktube book recommendations, which honestly has led to a lot of my favorite books and a lot of books I had a fun time reading. But I also want to go out of my comfort zone a little bit and read more like general fiction, more historical fiction, because if you know like my backstory, I feel like my life has been emotionally difficult. Like I have just gone through a lot emotionally. And so I like books that have emotional depth to them and where the story has more life lessons intertwined. Like, trust me, I'm still gonna read, you know, the silly willy little Ali Hazelwood books or whatever, but books like this where she writes about those microscopic feelings. It's the same thing I said about Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which is my one and only 6-star read. I love when books focus on those microscopic, really niche moments of life or niche moments in the day, and extrapolates that into a larger vision. That is just so satisfying to read about because I feel like I'm naturally just a very nostalgic person. Naturally, I really care about those like very small emotions. Those like, oh, I kind of felt a way about that. Like, let's talk about that. Like, why do I kind of feel resentful? Why do I kind of feel a little twinge of defensiveness? Like, let's dig into that little reaction I just had. I love that. Like, I love doing that. And I feel like that's what this book does. The characters are anything but normal, and it just makes it a really fascinating read. I will say, I think one thing about this book is you'll either love it or you'll hate it. I really don't know if there's an in-between. And even when I was looking at the reviews on Goodreads, people are either very like 5 stars or 2 stars, like very few in-between ratings. I think people who are nostalgic and emotionally intelligent and care about and think that way, think in a niche way, will really enjoy this book. I also read this in my reading Taylor Swift's favorite books video. So if you want to see like my reading progress of this book, that video is linked down below. Okay, let's get into my ACOTAR review. I also did a full ACOTAR, no spoiler reading vlog. Man, this was a tough one. This was a tough one. I read the first book actually in a 24-hour reading vlog. I think that was like my second video I uploaded, and I really liked it. I rated it 4 stars. This one I was really excited for because everyone says that this is their favorite one. It's like their most anticipated one. Akhmov, like, oh my goodness, everyone goes crazy for this one. But I mostly didn't love it because I think that Feyre is quite frankly annoying. I won't harp on this because I did talk about like my ratings in that video. Feyre, the FMC, is really going through a lot of trials. And yeah, I just found her to be really annoying. And it was hard to get through because I wasn't rooting for her character. And basically the entire book, not even basically, the entire book is about her. And this is a romantasy series where there's like a heavy romance plot. But even that wasn't really doing it for me. So it was all just kind of annoying to read and took me for freaking ever, put me in a book slump in the worst way. And so I wanted to rate this like a 2.5, honestly. Like, I want to rate this like a 2.5, but I feel like I can't because it's just kind of rude. And I did like the last like 60 pages. The last 60 pages were more fun, enjoyable to read. So I gave it a 3. Even though I really want to give it a 2, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 because it was fine. You know, it's fine. It's just not for me, but I would still recommend it because I think that a lot of people would like it, but personally wasn't like a book that I'll ever think about again. And quite frankly, I'm glad that it's over. Then we got to the third book, which is ACOWAR. I just love the color of this book. First of all, I feel like I'm more drawn to it because I like this purpley pink color, which is kind of silly. And I like this one because in this book, Feyre takes on the role of a spy. She was really like in her bad B era. Like, she came to play no games. I feel like this one, we were letting her just cry it out. You know, we were just letting her be a whiny little crybaby brat. That's fine. And then I feel like towards the end of this one, she like stepped into a new role. And then this one, we got the Feyre that was like actually sure of herself, and it made her a lot less annoying to read about. So I really rocked with her in this one. I really thought that she was witty, she was funny, she was standing on business, and I thought it was great, especially like the spy part. She was kind of being like conniving, being sneaky. I liked it. I like that one. So I give this one, I think I give this one a 3. I give both of them a 3. But I really want to give this one a 2, but I won't. But you know what I mean. Then we get to the little novella, A Court of Frost and Starlight. And originally, ACOTAR was only supposed to be 3 books. So the red one, the turquoise one, and the purple one. And then I guess it was extended or something. I don't know how that works. But so we got a novella to extend the story. And I actually really like this. A lot of people said that they felt it was pointless, but I actually thought it was a really nice palate cleanser from the war and all of that stuff. And you still get to live in the same world, same characters, but now they're just kind of living life. Like, they're just like living life. They're just trying to be happy. They are happy. They're like really funny. And I like the found family aspect in this with Cassian, Azriel. I thought that it was funny. Like, they were having a good time. They're having snowball fights. They're drinking hot cocoa. It was fun. It was a cute read. Okay, then we have the last book so far, A Court of Silver Flames. And I think that this was my favorite one. This is Nesta's story. So this is Feyre, the main girl in these books, her sister, which we learn about in the first book and a little bit in the other ones. And I think that this was my favorite story. A lot of you guys said that you were shocked if I thought that Feyre was annoying. I think everybody thinks that Nesta is significantly more annoying, but I felt like Nesta wasn't annoying to me because she actually had Okay, not to say that Feyre didn't have a good reason to be the way that she was. I think that Feyre was just like very pick me, choose me, love me, and I just cannot stand that personality, like just cannot deal with it. I felt like Nesta's reason for how bitter and resentful she was towards them was actually valid. I was like, okay, she's mad, that's valid. Also, I feel like she wasn't as like whiny about it. Like she just went and lived on her own. She was like, goodbye, you are not my High Lord, I'm out of here. I don't care what you guys have going on, but I'm just gonna live my own life. Whereas Feyre was still like very much in the mix, but still like pouting, slamming doors, stalking away, whatever, you know? Feyre is the girl that stays with the guy, stays with the toxic guy, and calls you every night to complain about how annoying he is, and you say, girl, leave him, and she's like, but I can't, but like, but what if, da, da. And it's like, okay, you're really annoying. Nesta is just like, I'm not dealing with it, I don't like this, goodbye. And honestly, I respect that. Also, like, Nesta didn't ask for any of this. Like, she literally kind of got forced into the position that she was in this book. So that I felt like valid. I feel like all of it was valid. And I loved her character story. I love how she like grew from it. I love the romance in this. This one is the most spicy of them all. But if you want to hear my spice smut rant, watch my ACOTAR video at the end. I have a whole spiel on that. And I feel like even if you don't want to read spice, it's very easily skippable. Like I just skipped all the spice scenes and it was very easy. Although there is an overall undertone of just sexual tension throughout like all these books. And maybe not this one as much, maybe not the novella as much, but the bigger books, like there's just sexual tension just all throughout, but the specific scenes are very easy to skip. Okay, today's the 31st when I'm filming this, and I just finished this book last night at 12:30 in the morning. This is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is actually our book club book of the month, and I love this. Like, I'm gonna read the second book probably like tonight. I'm waiting for I wanna read on my Kindle, so I'm waiting for my library to cough it up. The girly in my area who is currently reading it, I'm gonna need her to, you know, let's finish it up. But I love this. Oh, I forgot to say my ratings. A Quarter Frost of Starlight, I would still rate 3 stars, like, okay. And then I would say maybe A Court of Silver Flames, 4 stars. Overall, I would rate this like a 3-star series. If you wanna read it, I would say go for it. But also if you're just like, those books are huge, it's a huge commitment, I would just say you're not really missing out on much. Like, I loved Carrie Can Read's. She did a whole plot breakdown. Her videos are better than the books. I think that the way she tells the plot, tells the story, talks about the characters, makes them 10 times more likable. So if you want to know like what everyone's talking about, you can literally just watch her videos. She probably has like 10 hours of content on all the books, and it's great. I've been like working my way through them, and she's so funny. Like, I didn't really love the series that much, so you would think that I'm just like done talking about it, but I still watch her videos and like read all the comments because I think it's just like funny how she talks about it. It's very entertaining. It's like watching a TV show or watching a documentary. So that's kind of that. I'm ready to put this behind me, okay? Back to The Naturals. This is a 4-book series, which I think a novella I think a novella just came out called 12. I don't know if I just imagined that, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, basically the FBI has this project that they're starting called The Naturals, where they bring in teens that have these like capabilities. One of them can tell whether you're telling a lie or not. Two of them are profilers. So basically based on like your body language, facial expressions, things that you do, they can tell what you're thinking and like even why you do the things that you do. So they're basically helping on cold cases that the FBI they've come to a standstill, and they've brought these naturals to come and go over the cold cases to kind of go through and try to solve some of them. And there's like a lot of plot twists. I don't want to obviously spoil anything because it's a really fun read. Like, all the girls in the book club were like jaw on the floor. It's actually kind of scary to read. Like, I thought this is a YA like mystery thriller, and oh my goodness, was I thrilled. Like, I was scared to read this at night, you guys. I was literally like, why can't I go to sleep? I can't fall asleep because I'm kind of like spooked right now. But in the best way. Like, it genuinely is thrilling. Some of them said that they thought the beginning was a little bit slow, but I didn't feel that way at all. I felt like the beginning was a lot of fun too. Maybe like the first 20 pages were kind of like, okay, like give me the thrill, you know, like let's get into the thrill. But I feel like the thrill was thrilling. Like it wasn't like, oh, the last 20 pages. It was like this whole part of the book was like, you couldn't put it down. Basically, you can't put it down because you have to figure out what happens. The text is huge. It's only like 300 pages. Just a really fantastic, fantastic book. I thought it was great. I was sweating. My heart was beating. I thought because it's YA, it was going to be like easy, funny, silly. And it is, but it's also like very thrilly, and it's mostly focusing on serial killers. So that topic in and of itself, like there's not really a cute way to talk about that. So yeah, it was great. I feel like I haven't read a thriller. I thought that I would like adult thrillers more, or I feel like maybe YA thrillers might be kind of like too immature, but this was so fun and so cute. There's also a little bit of romance, like love triangle, and I thought that was so funny. Like they played truth or dare one night because they all live in like a house together, and that had me like giggling at them. I thought it was just really well written. Anyway, I had a pretty great reading month. Let me know if you guys want me to do these every month. I was kind of going back and forth on if I should even like film a wrap up because I do post like my reviews and stuff on Goodreads. So I don't know, let me know if you care to like see me talk in depth about these. I have also already posted my February TBR. I used like a prompt jar to pick my February TBR, and that was a lot of fun. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite book of January that you read, and thanks for watching.